And we are back with the fifth segment of the GSMC basketball podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. And in this fifth segment, we are going to talk about Dereck Lively and Kristaps Porziņģis. Now, why talk about this? Well, recently, like I said before, I saw on an Instagram post and on Twitter how there was actual conversation about who they would rather have as a big man and why. And, well, not really why, it's more so who they would have. And for some reason, a lot of people are saying that Lively is better than Kristaps. And as someone who used to play for the Knicks, and me being a New York fan, despite the fact that he is on Boston, I will not tolerate such talk towards the unicorn whatsoever. Now, the man Kristaps is ridiculous. Like, he is a freak of nature. He is. A lot of people forget that he is 7'3". He can shoot. And, being 7'3" means you're already good at defending the rim because you're that tall. So having somebody that can space the floor, either run a pick and roll, play defense for you, is already a far more versatile player than what Lively is. And in my opinion, I don't think Dereck Lively would be where he is if it wasn't for the brilliance of Luka and Kyrie Irving. I mean, if you look at the career numbers, I'm just pulling them up right now. Like, it's not even close. Like, why is this a debate? I don't know, but I definitely wanted to talk about this because I think it's absolutely egregious. Because, like, the way that these narratives, like, the way that they keep changing and the way that they always keep getting brought up come playoff time is, and, like, the way that revisionist history works is ridiculous to me. Because, like, obviously, like, Lively, he's a rookie, and he literally just started his NBA career, and he's in the finals, which is impressive. In the postseason, he's averaged 8 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, and how many blocks? 1 block per game. Meanwhile, Kristaps in this postseason, he only played 4 games, so it's not really fair. But in those 4 games, he averaged 12 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks per game. So it's like roughly somewhat the same. And I mean, granted, Kristaps' stats, they could definitely be a lot better, but I don't really give him that sort of slander, especially since he only played 4 games in the playoffs. And those having just those 4 games to judge him would just be unfair. So I'd rather judge by the experience that they have and the impact that they bring to the team. And I feel like the Mavericks, they would be just as fine with any other center that wasn't him. I'm sorry to say it, but it's like I feel like Kristaps, he brings a lot more value to the Boston Celtics than what a lot of people realize. And it seems I genuinely think it's just a bunch of people just disliking the Celtics because they are like one of the most disliked franchises, especially when they make it to the finals. It's like, and they're also one of the most disrespected franchises. Like, I mean, a lot of fans don't really have that high respect for a team like the one that they have assembled. And again, a lot of the backlash and a lot of like the media, it sort of portrays Boston as the bad guy, and it seems like a lot of people are going to be rooting for Dallas more than they're going to be rooting for Boston. Like, a lot of media outlets are saying it's the world against Boston in these finals, and some part of it is true, but at the same time I feel like some of these takes that a lot of these like people are coming up with now is egregious. Like, another thing that was brought up recently was Kristaps' relationship with Luka, like how now all of a sudden there was beef between the two when there wasn't while they were on the team, and Luka spoke up about this in an article. I'm looking at it right over here because one former Dallas player thinks more should be made about the actual beef that Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis have, and Doncic he insists that there is absolutely zero beef between the two of them. Now, you could believe a teammate, or you could believe Luka. It doesn't matter what side you believe, because at the end we have no idea who's telling the truth. We don't know if the former teammate is just trying to stir up the pot, or if Luka is trying to just either withhold that information because it is locker room information. Or it might just be like, Luka's telling the truth and he's just stirring up the pot and just saying things that could start a debate, I guess you could say. Because Luka, he doesn't really seem like the type of guy that would have that kind of beef with his teammates. And on top of that, it's completely out of character, especially like, I don't see how that wasn't a headline while they were playing on the team. It seemed like this narrative was sort of like, it was just brought up out of the blue. And that's what a lot of these outlets have been doing recently. Now, with this comparison coming out of the blue, coming in from like, all of Twitter and the media, I was just appalled and I had to bring it up because it's like, how are you going to say that Lively is better than Kristaps? I don't see it whatsoever. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys think that Kristaps is better than Lively, or do you think Lively is better? Because when I look at their season stats, like just their stats in the regular season, I mean, Kristaps averaged 20 points per game, and he averaged almost 2 blocks along with 7 rebounds. So when he gets those minutes and he plays those minutes, he puts up really good numbers, and they're like honestly some of the best numbers that you could ask from a big man compared to someone who is scoring only 8 points in the regular season. Like, I feel like that is a very huge gap in points and production and efficiency and, just how valuable a player could be. And, like, the playoffs has sort of just implemented a lot of recency bias to a lot of these fans. And combine that with the dislike towards Boston, it makes a little bit of sense why this debate is even a thing. But I don't really, at least make it a good one. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. So with that, that is all I have for this show. So thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Basketball Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show, leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. And as usual, please remember to use the link in the description to get your comments recognized, or the link displayed below the ticker on every single show segment. That is gsmcpodcast.net. Really helps the show. It makes the show much more interactive between myself and you guys. That is all I have for you today. I am your host, Nelson, and as always, take care.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet. Damn, ain't that great. I don't want